Okay, so I'm not really one to get into like Hollywood beef or something like that. But this is just something that's been interesting me for like the past week or so. And it's really just been on my mind a little bit, so I wanted to talk about it just a little bit. So the title might be a little misleading. Quentin Tarantino doesn't literally hate Paul Dano, but he did make unusually harsh public comments about him, calling him quote unquote weak sauce, and even the quote unquote weakest actor in the Screen Actors Guild. His criticism stems from Dano's performance in There Will Be Blood, directed by PTA, also known as Paul Thomas Anderson, which Tarantino otherwise considers as one of the greatest films of the century. So the spark of the feud, I think, started on the Bret Easton Ellis podcast in December of this year. Tarantino praised the movie There Will Be Blood as his fifth favorite film of the last 25 years, but he added that it could have been ranked even higher if it didn't have a big giant flaw in it, quote unquote, namely Paul Dano's dual role as the Sunday Brothers. His specific critique was the argument that Dano's performance paled in comparison to Daniel Day-Lewis's towering portrayal of Daniel Plainview, the character he plays in There Will Be Blood. He felt that Dano lacked the intensity needed to match Day-Lewis's in their scenes, which weakened the film's dramatic balance in a way. He also went further, calling Dano quote unquote weak sauce, and even the weakest effing actor in the Screen Actors Guild. This wasn't just a mild critique, but it was a deliberate provocation that shocked many in Hollywood. So, in my personal opinion, why I think Tarantino might feel this way, just an overall look at it. Tarantino has always favored actors who bring explosive energy to the screen, actors like Samuel L. Jackson, Uma Thurman, or Christopher Waltz. Dano's style, by contrast, is very subtle, internal, and quite restrained sometimes. And what Tarantino might see as quote unquote weak, others will see as nuanced. Tarantino thrives on heightened theatrical performances. Dano's quiet menace in the movie There Will Be Blood is the opposite of Tarantino's preferred style. This clash of artistic values likely fuels his disdain a little bit. Daniel Day-Lewis's Oscar-winning role is so commanding that anyone opposite him risks looking diminished. Tarantino may be unfairly blaming Dano for what is really the natural imbalance of acting alongside one of cinema's greatest performers. In defense of Paul Dano, Ben Stiller, Matt Reeves, and even Daniel Day-Lewis himself have defended Dano, praising his craft and range. Many argue Tarantino's comments say more about Tarantino's taste than about Dano's talent. Despite the criticism, Paul Dano quickly landed new roles, including Bunker with Javier Bardem and Penelope Cruz. The backlash against Tarantino's remarks may even have strengthened industry support for Dano. So overall, in my personal opinion, Tarantino's hostility, I think, isn't personal hatred. I would hope it's not. It's rooted in his uncompromising artistic standards and his preference for larger-than-life performances. Dano represents a different school of acting, one that values subtlety over spectacle. In a way, Tarantino's attack highlights the divide between two philosophies of cinema: maximalist bravado versus quiet intensity. But I would just like to say this is just my personal opinion on the matter. It could be different, but I thank you for watching nonetheless. Bye bye.